Many of us enjoy watching films with a theft theme, but pulling off a heist is harder than it seems in the movies. Here are the 10 biggest robberies of all time. The Graf Diamonds Robbery. Two well-dressed men who pretended to be customers boldly entered the store on August 6, 2009, pulling out their guns. They forced the store employees to open the display cases over the next 25 minutes, and then they stole 43 pieces of jewelry, totaling an astounding $65 million. One necklace alone was worth more than $5.25 million according to reports. They were clearly looking for something specific, as was quite obvious. The robbers hired a professional makeup artist to change their skin tones, their features, and their hair, using latex prosthetics and wigs. After being told that it was for a music video, the artist spent 4 hours applying the disguises. Even though all of the robbers were eventually caught, only one of the 43 stolen items has been found: the Banco Central Robbery. The 2005 Banco Central Robbery in Fortaleza, Brazil, was once called the greatest bank heist in history by the Guinness Book of World Records. A 25-member gang created a fake landscaping company to pull it off. They removed 5 containers of 50 real notes, totaling an estimated $71.6 million in value and weighing about 3.5 tons. After spending 3 months digging in a 256-foot tunnel that led through the bank's vault floor, they entered and took several containers, making a total of 160 million Brazilian reals. The internal alarms and sensors of the bank were successfully avoided or disabled by the burglars, and the break-in was not discovered until the bank opened for business the following Monday. One of the largest unsolved robberies in modern history. Only 8 of the 25 people believed to be linked to the burglary had been apprehended, and $20 million had been recovered. The Securitas Depot Robbery. The Securitas Bank Depot in Kent, Great Britain, was broken into on February 22, 2006 by a group of at least 6 men, some of whom were armed. In British history, it was the biggest theft of its kind. The plot was well thought out. The night before, 2 men dressed as police officers pulled the depot manager and moved him into their vehicle, while 2 others kidnapped and held hostage his family. He was taken to the warehouse by the robbers, where they forced him to grant them access to the cash cages. Then he was forced to guide them to the Securitas Depot, where the manager assisted them to avoid the building security system. They drove away after loading the $83 million into a truck. Some of the robbers were captured despite their clever disguises, and the makeup artist who created the mask ended up being a crucial witness in the case. Harry Winston Paris Jewelry Heist. Sued after closing time, 4 gunmen stormed the downtown Harry Winston-owned luxury jewelry store in Paris. 3 of them wore wigs and were dressed in women's clothing. As if the jewelry in the store, which was worth millions of dollars, wasn't enough, they forced the staff to open the safe in the back after robbing it of its contents, making this one of the biggest jewelry heists in history. According to a police official, the robbers claimed the jewelry store without firing a shot, while threatening 15 employees with handguns and striking some of them in the head. After learning about the robbery the following day, it was discovered that the company's stock had dropped by 9%. 2 years prior, the store had also been robbed, with jewelry worth 10 million euros being taken. Antwerp Diamond Heist. One of the largest diamond heists to have ever been carried out. The Antwerp Diamond Heist will go down in history. It goes without saying that the Antwerp Diamond Center is the world center for diamond trading, making it the #1 target of a criminal organization known as the School of Turin. The gang broke into an underground vault in 2004 that was fortified with several levels of security. They skillfully used aluminum to trick magnetic sensors. But this did not only apply to them. Over 100 million worth of diamonds are allegedly still missing, according to officials. Just when you thought this heist couldn't get any more exciting, the notable leader said that you should smash that like button if you haven't done so already, before he was convicted for his involvement at Antwerp. The Schiphol Airport Heist. Most of the robberies involved meticulous planning and flawless execution, but this one was simpler. 4 people stole a KLM cargo truck in uniforms 2 weeks before the robbery. to ease last-minute issues and enable them to pass through the airport security areas unnoticed. The thieves went straight to a KLM truck that was traveling to Antwerp and was carrying a sizable safe filled with uncut diamonds. They intimidated the drivers, demanded that they exit the vehicle, and then fled in the truck as numerous witnesses watched. The value of the estimated amount, which is $120 million, could have been higher because many of the precious stones were not cut, making it more difficult to determine their exact value. Even though a portion of the diamond haul was filmed in a getaway car, there are still some gems worth $43 million missing. City bonds robbery. In a quiet London alley, 58-year-old postman John Gardner was robbed while carrying a briefcase. There were $384 million in the briefcase. Gardner delivered treasury bills from banks and construction firms. The bonds were in bearer form and were equivalent to cash in the hands of the owner. He was threatened with a knife, and the offender's accomplice stole 301 treasury bills and certificates of deposit, most of which were worth $1 million each. Keith Cheeseman was detained in connection with the crime and sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. The other involved in bond laundering were captured by the City of London Police and the FBI. Thanks to an informant, the police were able to recover all but 2 of the 301 bonds. Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum Heist. When eccentric art collector Isabella Stewart Gardner opened her stunning Boston home to the public to exhibit her impressive art collection, she had only the best intentions. Gardner's collection, which was put together after a lifetime of travel, included masterpieces by artists like Rembrandt and Vermeer. The fact that 2 men in police uniforms pushed the museum buzzer on the evening of March 18, 1990, claimed they were responding to a disturbance and asked to be let in, made it all the more tragic. The duty guard broke protocol and gave them access to the employee entrance, where they stole over $500 million of the world's finest paintings and drawings, the largest private property theft in American history. This heist also featured the largest reward ever offered by a private institution, the Dar es Salaam bank heist. Iraq is a country where there are a lot of controversies. Crime occurs frequently, and actual heists have terrorized people over the years. There are few details known about the 2007 robbery at the Dar es Salaam Bank, a private financial institution in Baghdad, Iraq. It's uncertain why the bank possessed so much U.S. currency on hand to steal, given the stolen foreign currency and the fact that this private bank was robbed for nearly $300 million. It's regarded as one of the largest heists in history, especially for Iraq. The theft was allegedly planned by several bank guards. The government believed the robbers also had connections with the local militias and police, which allowed them to sneak past the numerous checkpoints dotted throughout Baghdad undetected. The Central Bank of Iraq robbery. The biggest heist in history was as easy as it was successful. The Central Bank of Iraq was Saddam Hussein's personal bank account because Iraq was his territory. Saddam sent his son Qusay to withdraw on his behalf nearly all of the money in the bank with a handwritten note the day before coalition forces started bombing Iraq. Before I tell you how much he took, smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. In a 5-hour operation, Qusay oversaw the withdrawal of 100 paper-filled safes, making the dictator $1 billion richer. He was unlucky because his son was later killed by U.S. forces, and because after Saddam was captured, American soldiers found about $650 million hidden in the walls of Saddam's palaces. Since it could no longer be located, the remaining $350 million was declared lost. See you in the next video.